Hello, my name is Jon Hunt, and I'd like to talk to you about 5 minutes. Not for 5 minutes, but about what I like to refer to as our time on earth. Our time on earth is like 5 minutes or less in comparison to eternity. After all the training we'd received in heaven, the Lord may have asked us, do you think you could be good for a short 5-minute test on earth? I'm sure that we were so excited to come to earth, we confidently assured the Lord that we could. Then He may have cautioned us. It will be very different than you think. You will not remember who you are and all that you've accomplished here. With that, we may have said, well, there'll be prophets there to guide us. And He may have said, yes, but you'll be in a different realm and you may not want to listen and obey. But if you will listen and obey for just that short 5 minutes on earth, you'll be able to return and live with me again. I believe that each one of us, when we finally left His presence, we're confident that we not only could, but that we would be good for that 5 minutes. Now, with that thought in mind, I'd like to share with you some of the experiences of my life. This is a picture of me standing by the house where I grew up. It was a very nice home, with grass and trees and flowers. We didn't have television in those days, but we did have a large radio-phonograph combination in our front room, about like the one you see here. We couldn't get radio reception in the daytime, but at night there were a few stations we could listen to. We could also listen to records on the phonograph. We didn't have cell phones in those days either, but we did have a large telephone like this one that hung on the wall in our kitchen. So if we wanted to make a call, we would pick up the receiver on the left and listen to see if anyone was talking on the line. If no one was talking, we could rotate the handle on the right, and that would ring the operator downtown. This picture is very similar to the telephone office we had in Blanding as I was growing up. In fact, the telephone operator was my Aunt Myrtle Dalton. She would answer by saying, "Number, please." Then we would give her the number, like 42R2, of the house we wanted to call, and she would connect our line to that line and ring that house for us. This is a picture of my family. At the time of this picture, my oldest sister Idonna was married and gone from home, and my youngest sister Jeannie was not yet born. I felt loved and secure in this family. We did have love at home. In fact, that was the name of our favorite family home evening song. My mother and father were faithful to each other, and they loved their children. They taught us the gospel by precept and example, which has proven to be a great blessing to each one of us. My dad started Hunt Truck Line and began making trips to Salt Lake once a week to pick up supplies for the merchants in Blanding. I enjoyed going with him on many of these trips in this truck. He later built this store so he could haul merchandise to his own store and sell it. I had a great childhood and a lot of friends. I especially enjoyed my cousins Jack and Terry, as you see in this picture. I went to grade school, 1st through 6th grade, in this building. And I went to high school, 7th through 12th grade, in this building. After I graduated from school, I was called on a mission to the northwestern states, which at the time consisted of Washington, Oregon, and the Panhandle of Idaho. This is a picture of me with a group of missionaries. I am second from the right with my missionary hat on. This is a picture of me standing by my little blue Volkswagen that I had on my mission. Upon returning from my mission, I attended BYU, where I met this beautiful girl. We fell in love and were married in this temple. We moved to Blanding and lived in this trailer house, and I drove this and other trucks for my dad. We began our family and enjoyed raising these children. While raising these children, we built and lived in different houses. Shortly after we began our family, I retired from driving trucks and also from working in my dad's store and began an aviation career and went to flying. I did scenic flights and charter flights. I flew helicopters and later air ambulance airplanes. We eventually became just an air ambulance company. I had a fun and exciting career, but though I was busy with my business, I always took time for my family. We went on vacations, flying trips, flew hot air balloons, and did many other fun activities. Jackie and I tried our best to be good parents. We were always active in the church and faithful to each other. We loved our children and worked hard to teach them the importance of the gospel. We were faithful at reading our scriptures together as a family. We had family prayer morning and night, and we always had our family home evenings. Jackie and I comprehended that the real purpose in life was not in gaining fame or fortune, but in learning to choose the good and resist the evil, even with the veil of forgetfulness blocking the memory of our heavenly home. We really wanted to be an eternal family and return and live with God in that state of never-ending happiness, which is the blessing promised to the faithful. After I retired, Jackie and I went on a mission to Ethiopia. We loved the good African people and we learned to eat and enjoy injera. Then we went on a mission to Russia and we loved the Russian people and we ate and enjoyed borscht. Then we returned home again, lived in this house, and enjoyed our children and grandchildren. Life is really a great experience, and our potential is incomprehensible. I feel like shouting for joy whenever I even think of the possibility of becoming like God. But I believe, and I know it is possible. So, now, how about your 5 minutes on earth? How are you doing? Please don't allow yourself to get discouraged because the promises are real and the blessing is sure. Just hang on a little longer, clinging firmly to the iron rod and follow a steady course. And one day soon we'll all be together again in heaven.